peak season, I would say it might have a $700 day. I can see it not happening.
But sometimes it won't.
Yeah.
But you said averaging. You averaged that you could get that, right?
You can get close, like we was, the doctor was on it.
So I'm about to share some with you. So at this time of the year, the people who wait, and this is a very good statistic. And I've done this for so many years that I've narrowed it down to this. So the people who have not filed right now, do you think they're regular W-2 people? They're not. Who are the people who have not filed at this point? Business returns. What's our average minimal business return? So if we did 2 of them a day, what is that? So, but the key is to get them in the door. So that means tax preparers and CSPs, y'all gotta work together to get them in the door. Those are the people who are, that's the ones that's not done. They gonna owe, they don't understand how much and why they owe this much, and we gonna tell them that let's get in and let's get you to look at these expenses so we can try to get this number down for you. Like, those are the people who are waiting. That's why it's a $700 minimum during off-peak seasons, because I've already calculated what it takes. Now, here's what's interesting. I haven't been put, I don't think I've been putting my numbers on the sheet. CSPs, when I'm at your offices, you gotta go look at my numbers and put them on the sheet, because I'm probably not.
And she's gotten a couple of emails, she said, I have that in a minute.
That's because we didn't have CSPs, but we have CSPs now, and they should be going to look at what I did. So what happens is, if y'all pay attention, every office I come to and work at, I meet that minimum. So here's what I'm not understanding. How are we the minimum in y'all? Like, huh?
What's that?
I actually believe it or not, I log into y'all system, and sometimes y'all have people that'll either come in or something like that. It's because I do a return, and I told them to go there. So what I do is I go in and I see where I can make the money, and I go get it. And so that's what we're gonna have to learn to do. We're going to have to learn to do that. I feel like if everybody had that attitude, we would be able to make it. Here's what I would do, okay? And here's how I do it. I look at that, I go in that drawer and I see if I can find anything in there first. That's the first thing I do. And then I say, okay, I need this much. And so then I say, who is it that I know for sure I can get in this door? And that's my signature required drawer. I know I can get these people in here because we're done. If they have a refund, for sure I can get them in here. If they owe, I might have to, pull a few strings. But here's what happens. Hey, you owe for this year. We're beyond the deadline, so you already have a penalty. And that penalty is adding up. That amount you owe start calculating on April the 15th when you didn't pay it. Just so y'all know. The penalty for failure to pay, it starts on April the 15th. March 15th is the business return. It starts on the 15th of April. In our case, I think it's June 15th this year. It started calculating right then. Now you went past the extension deadline of October the 15th. So now you have a penalty for failure to file. And you owe for not making this payment. It's adding up daily. So when you call a client, you say, hey, I noticed that you owe and you still haven't came in to sign, would you like to get this return done? Because you know your penalty and interest is just adding up daily. At least if you can get the return in, you stop your failure to pay, your failure to file penalty, even if you're not gonna pay it. And maybe we can get this return in, and there's an opportunity for an installment agreement. Maybe we can put an installment agreement with this tax return for this money that you owe. And you get the people to come in. See, once you tell them it's gonna cost you more, they automatically want to go ahead and finalize it, cause it's gonna cost them more. The longer that return stays out, the more it costs. God forbid it's a business return in there. If it's a business return, it happens to be a 1065 or an 1120S, when they didn't file on on March the 15th, and they didn't get an extension, or they got an extension and didn't file by September the 15th, every K1, because on those returns, they have K1s. If it's 5 K1s, it's like a minimum of $250 per K1 every month that they didn't file. And it's constantly calculated. Until they file it, it's calculated. That alone, you can calculate it for them. Hey, looks like you already are gonna owe, like most times it's like 2 or 3 people on there on the partnerships. So let's just say it's 2 people and they didn't file since September. Well, you know you're already at $1,000 on this return. If you go ahead and file, you can cut your losses. Maybe we can actually call and have them, if you've never been late before, maybe we can call and have them, waive that first penalty. But we probably wanna go ahead and stop it now or as soon as possible. See, when you tell them that, they start like, okay, wait a minute, my money. So that's what we kinda wanna do. We wanna find ways to get them in. That's all I do. I'll do that, make a couple of phone calls, and I get my people in, and that's how I make my money. That's how I make sure that we are able to pay bills at the end of the month. We have to be very creative with getting people in. Okay? And there also, if we happen to go to the file cabinet and we don't see something in there, where else could we look to find money? Somebody's getting a gift.
Every time I can, someone.
Campaigns are one. In the work center, but where? What do we pull?
Not likely to returns.
Those are gone, not likely to returns, they gotta drop off, you're not gonna play with them, they already, obviously, they did something to make us not likely to return. I had some clients just pissed me off, not likely to return, I don't care about you. But there's something else we can do.
Every year, I was on her yesterday. There you go, somewhere.
Yep, that's one place, but where do you go?
Into the in progress. Campaign calls, win back.
In your book.
There's like win back, 1, win back 2. And I thought they
I'm gonna give it to you because you got close. So you go into Work Center and you go onto the dashboard, and I'm not sure if y'all can see it, we can see it, but I think you can. It's reports. I think Kelsey, you've been there.
We just did it, I just showed it yesterday.
So that report button will give you a list of everybody who's in there that needs something to be done, because they may not be in the drawer. They may be all digital. They brought the stuff in, we scanned it in, and it says signature required. You can actually click a button and filter and say signature required, and it gives you a list of people.
It still gives you everybody else as well. Like the not likely, some rejects.
They said they fixed, yesterday they was telling us that they kind of fixed it.
Oh, okay. I haven't been tested.
We were talking to them yesterday. But yeah, you can go in and digitally see what's in there. If y'all see that, it's 114, y'all do know that, knows how we look at this. It's 114, returns that have not been finalized, and they weren't the not likely to return people. So you telling me out of 114 tax returns that's just sitting in this system, we can't come up with $700 per day?
Quick question, the back, underneath everybody's reports, there's like the number. Is that how much is sitting in the drawer with that tax pro?
And what it is it's the number of tax returns that's not completed under that person's name.
Okay.
Now, here's what you have to be careful of with us though, with the way we run the franchise. somebody could have actually did the extension and not necessarily have been the person, that would be responsible for the return. So, and I don't want, I do want CSPs to try to reach out, if it has a taxpayer's name on, a tax preparer's name on it, that's your first defense, and let that person say, oh yeah, I just did the extension on that. I'm not capable of doing that tax return. And then it goes back to you for you to find out who is capable of doing that tax return. But just because the person's name is next to it, we're gonna try to fix that next year, but just because the person's name is next to it, doesn't necessarily mean that person is maybe responsible for the return. And I'm okay if we don't make it one day, but we make 14 the next day, or we make 11 and 2. It doesn't matter, at the end of the week, then we make $700 per day. So if we miss a day, then that means we need to pick up on these other days. But the money is there, and we are in a capacity where our money is always there. On top of the fact that we're one of the only offices in every area that's still open. So we still have people calling and coming in with returns. We have people that come in with, one lady came in the other day, she needs 2011 forward. Yes. We don't even have the software to accommodate 2011. I'm gonna have to go get my old Pro Series software and load it on a computer. I don't even think we have hard drives anymore to load software. I have to go find a way to pull a 2011 out. So there are people still walking in the office filing tax returns. On top of the fact that we have stuff in the drawer, on top of the fact that we digitally have stuff. We have $700, I need to see it every day. If I could go in every office and find it, then you guys can go in. You do not want me to come to your office and show you that I can make $700 a day. That shouldn't, and we're up here talking about it. You don't want me to do that. Because y'all gotta understand, when everybody say I talk crazy, and y'all know how y'all feel about me, and come in. Do you really want me in your office to show you that I can make $700 a day? You don't want me in there doing that. Monique tells me to stay away from y'all because I leave a bad impression. So I'm trying to do that, but if we can't make the $700 a day, then I need to know where we're gonna get payroll from. Because I'm not putting no more money in the file. We gotta make this work. We're a team, and we need to make this work. We need to make it work. Okay? Everybody on board? You good?